Ever stop and wonder if everything we learned about the Americas before Columbus might have been completely off? The year is 1491, 1 year before everything changed. And even then, this place was already alive, vibrant, complex, breathtaking. Imagine it. Sprawling cities, trade routes stretching across entire continents, irrigation systems turning dry landscapes into thriving gardens. These weren't scattered tribes living apart. They were nations. Architects, astronomers, engineers, shaping their world with intention. And here's the part most people never hear. They didn't just survive. They thrived. They studied the stars. They bred crops with incredible sophistication. They reshaped entire landscapes. Their science lived in everything. In their maize fields, their calendars, even in the stones they carved. When Columbus finally crossed the ocean, he didn't land in some empty wilderness. He stepped into a continent alive with cities, roads, and empires, each with histories older than many European kingdoms. But the story we grew up with starts in the wrong place. It begins with discovery, not at the height of civilization. And that's exactly what 1491 makes us confront. Charles Mann shows us the Americas weren't a blank canvas waiting for Europe's brush. They were already masterpieces, living ecosystems transformed by human hands. In the Amazon, people engineered the forest itself, creating what scientists now call terra preta, a rich, living soil that still feeds the land centuries later. It wasn't wild jungle. It was a garden, tended and renewed. In Mesoamerica, the Maya and the Mexica built cities to rival any in the Old World, with observatories, causeways, aqueducts. They charted the heavens with precision that still amazes astronomers today. And in Tenochtitlan, the Aztec capital, running water flowed through the city. They had botanical gardens, clean streets, and bustling markets, a city larger than any European capital at the time. And in the Andes, the Inca connected mountains with thousands of miles of stone roads, from Ecuador to Chile, all without wheels, iron, or horses. They carved terraces into cliffs that touched the clouds, turning mountainsides into steppes of gold and grain. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? How much of that was lost, not because it wasn't real, but because it didn't fit the story Europe wanted to tell? By the time Europeans started exploring inland, disease had already swept through. Smallpox, measles, influenza, erasing millions before a single chronicler arrived. Whole societies vanished, almost overnight. So when later explorers described empty lands, they were walking through the quiet aftermath of a catastrophe. It's haunting to imagine. Forests reclaiming farmland, stone temples swallowed by vines, a continent that looked untouched, only because its people were gone. And yet, their legacy is everywhere. In the food we eat, in the knowledge we carry, corn, potatoes, tomatoes, cacao, gifts that changed the world forever. And it wasn't just the crops. The population of the Americas may have been larger than Europe's at the time. A continent bustling with tens of millions of people long before a single European set foot on its shores. And what looks like untouched wilderness was often shaped by humans for centuries. Raised fields, terraced mountains, enriched soils, civilizations designing nature itself
to sustain millions. So 1491 isn't just about history. It's an invitation to look deeper, beyond the myths, to see that history isn't a straight line from discovery to progress. It's a mosaic, a story of brilliance, resilience, and loss. And when you think about it, it's not really about what was found. It's about what was forgotten. Because maybe the real discovery isn't that Columbus reached the Americas. It's that we're only now starting to understand what was already here. What if we could see the world the way they did, alive, connected, sacred? What if the wisdom they carried could help us find balance again? That's what 1491 leaves us with, a quiet challenge. To look back, not with pity, but with wonder. To remember that greatness doesn't start with conquest, it starts with understanding. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next one.